Okay, hello. Today we are going to be drawing a 1-point perspective of our names or initials. As long as it's 3 letters, then that's enough. If you haven't done the first exercise, which is drawing shapes in 1-point perspective, then go back to that video, because otherwise you won't really understand what's going on here. Okay, so things I need are a piece of paper, a pencil with an eraser, a ruler, or anything with a straight edge. You can use like a notebook or a piece of cardboard or anything. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is draw my name in block letters. I know I've shown a couple of you the little trick that I use, but I'll go ahead and show it again, right? So I'm going to do my initials, and I think I'll place them a little bit off center here. And I'm just going to draw them in regular letters first, just single lines, with enough space in between them. And once I have that line, I sort of have a guide. So then I'm going to go back and trace around the lines that I made to create a sort of block around it. I'm going to draw on the outside and on the inside. And now I can go back and erase that original guideline. There we go, our block letters now. Okay, so the next step is to create a 1-point perspective. So if you remember in the last video, we talked about a vanishing point. So I'm gonna place my vanishing point where I want it to be, right? You can place it anywhere. I want mine to sort of spring up from the bottom. So I'm gonna place it pretty far down on the page, like right about here. And now remember, every point in your letters, we're connecting to the vanishing point. So I'm gonna take my ruler and really lightly connect the edge to the vanishing point. So for this D, I'm gonna assume that even though it's a curve, I'm gonna say that this is the edge of that D, that like furthest point out there, right? Okay, so now I have all my vanishing lines, and now I'll just add the edges to them so that they're not like never-ending letters. Right, so I'm just gonna take my ruler, and I think all the letters will be the same size, and that's about how thick I want it. Okay, so now I'm gonna take really lightly again, I'm just gonna draw all the way across the bottom of those letters. Okay, so now that I have this, I know where the bottom edge is. I'm gonna use my pencil and add a little bit more pressure so that I can start to discern between what's just a sketch line and what's a hard edge. So here is the back edge of my A. And now this, right, this line that you see here, that actually doesn't exist because of this gap between the two legs. So here is the other bottom edge. See how those two match? And the outside edge there. So now I have these sort of two like feet for the A, right? And in order to create this line here, unlike how in 1-point perspective with boxes, all the edges were straight up and down, here you're gonna copy the same angle you see on your letter here. So this same line, I'm gonna try and recreate from this point up. So I'm gonna draw like that. So see how those are at the exact same angle? That's what you want, okay? So here's that back edge. And then same thing here. This is almost a completely horizontal piece, so I'm just gonna draw that like that there. Okay, so the rest of this kind of disappears behind and you don't see it. So I'm gonna keep doing that for all of these, right? it's a little tight in there, but that's an accurate 1-point perspective. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing for this D. Oops, why did I do that? Okay, so here's the bottom of the G. I'm gonna copy this same line all the way around. So it's as if I just went copy, paste down at the bottom. Okay, so now I have the thickness of the letters, so I can go back and erase all of my vanishing lines.
So it's super clear. And there's the vanishing point.
And now it's all about embellishment, right? So decorate your letters as you'd like to. You can use color, you can use shading, you can use pattern and texture. Just make sure that it's not just the outline of these, right? If it is just the outline, then fill up your background space on your paper, okay? So I'm gonna keep working on this, but you guys go ahead and do your own. And then if you click on the other video, I'll show you how to do a bird's eye view of the letters of your name also.